Okay guys, and welcome to a Feed the Beast tutorial. Today I want to show you guys how to make a fully automated XP farm and diamond farm, potentially diamond farm. So the first thing that you want to do is make a soul shard, and the way that you do that is you make yourself a soul furnace forge, I think it is, yeah, okay, and you need to make corrupted essence, which is vile dust, and glowstone. To make vile dust, you just put some soul sand in a furnace of some sort. And to make the soul forge, you just have to obsidian and then some of that corrupted essence that we just learned how to make. So you want to go to the nether, and you want to go and take one of these with you. Make sure that you keep it off your hotbar until you find a blaze or a blaze spawner, because I've wasted about 10 of them just killing like mobs like the fire bats and things like that. So you want to basically, once you found your blaze or your blaze spawner, for your blaze you just want to right click on it. What is it? Okay, why is that not letting me? Maybe because it's, give me a second, maybe because I just cheated those blaze spawners in, but this does work. Maybe I need to set it to the mob first. Spawn a blaze. Okay. Oh yeah, I've turned all my fire down because it will become evident in a second. Right, so now it's on blaze. Let's try it again. Yeah, okay. You need to kill at least one blaze first, and I would suggest actually killing 24, because each spawner will give you 200 kills on this, and to get it to tier 5, which is the best one, which isn't needed but it's better because it isn't affected by light or anything, and they emit light when they shoot fire. So kill 24 of these, and I'm just going to give myself another spawner so I don't have to do that. So once you've got all of these, there you go. So now it's a tier 5 blaze spawner. And the reason that I've done this here is because I think a lot of you you'll know, if you just go around with a jetpack or something in the nether, you'll see these on fortresses, and these are really common. You can find like double these. If you just walk around 1 or 2 fortresses, you'll find 5 blaze spawners so easily. They're just they're probably one of the easiest spawners to actually find, apart from cave spiders. So yes, so once you've got this, once you've got your, obviously you won't have any of these. You don't need this armor as well to kill blaze. I've just done it because that's what I like to use in this test world. So once you've done that, you want to go over to this and you want to craft yourself. I want to turn this to recipe mode. You want to craft yourself something that's called a cage. What's it? I forget what it's completely called. It's a soul cage, okay? And it's just iron bars in like a chest formation, and then you get that, and iron bars is just iron. So let's do that now. Let's get ourselves some iron. Where's the iron? Okay. Oh, is it still in recipe mode? Yep. And then we go to craft, and let's just get a pocket crafter. Right, let me just turn this music off because it's being weird. Right, okay, so we do this, we get them, and then we just do it in the chest formation. And there we've got this whole cage. So, a few things to mention about this. You basically just place it down and put it in there. Light level doesn't matter, but, oh, right, okay, you do get your spawner back. Let me just turn it to peaceful 1 second while they despawn, because all this fire's visual animations, fire animated. I don't need to turn it off anymore, it was for a test earlier. Right, okay, nice. So you can get it back, is what I'm trying to say. With this tier 5 one, it will spawn them in the day, as you just saw. Light level does not matter to these at all. So I'm going to build something now, and then I'll show you how to build it. Okay, so this is the basic shape that you want to get. You just want to basically make a square. I've made this 10 by 10, 10 inside, not 10 like that way, including the corners. So we've got 10 inside, and the reason I've done it uneven, usually a lot of people will probably do it even, so you can end up having an area where the blades fall down right in the centre. But for me, I want it this wide. I want like I want a bigger one basically. So what you want to do, build this up for as much as you want. The higher the better, in my opinion. But yeah, so I'm gonna get to doing that, and then I'll come back on. Okay, so I've got this room built now, and this is where they're gonna drop down. Let me just get horror mode off, right? So what we've got here is credit where credit's due, obviously. Ethos Labs design basically, where this is the vanilla. But he has the spawner, then he has these things here, and when they spawn, they drop on these and they get pushed off, and then there's another layer and they get pushed off until they're in one chamber. So that's all you've got to do there. You've got sticky pistons behind there. I think. Let me try this. I think there is actually a way to make slime balls if you haven't got any. I think you can use sticky resin. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, nope. That isn't what I wanted. I wanted. Well, you could go to the end, the nether reason, and do that industrial centrifuge them, or you could get them out of a scrap box. But I suggest this is what I did. I went to a swamp biome. There's loads there, so I'm going to continue this all the way around. Okay, so just so you know how to do this, all you've got to do is basically see where you want to. You've got to judge it from how many layers you're going to need to take it all the way down to your central area. I'm just giving you the vague sort of way how to do it. You can decide how you want to do it yourself, but what you've got to do is go from wherever you want to do it. You put your pressure plates down, you leave yourself a lip for the redstone, and then you go like that, and then all you've got to do after that is just place your pistons on the row that the redstone's getting pushed into. One more thing to note is the reason that you alternate the redstone and repeaters is because if you put that there, redstone, it would not activate the piston because it needs to be pushed into the block. So if I take that out, you'll see that it activates it. So that's the reason that we do that. You could just do straight repeaters all the way along, and that'd work as well. But it's more, it takes more redstone that way. Okay, so you might be wondering what you do for the corners, because if we look at this, if you go in the corner, you can't have one to push off there. So the way that I've remedied that is if you go like this, we've got one there, so it pushes you there, and then it basically pushes you from that to this one, as you can see there, and then from this one off. Okay, so I've finished the basic infrastructure of this, and I just want to show you in place. So I'm up here, I get pushed down, that comes out, I get pushed down, and so on. And I always end up here, so I'll show you that for the blades as well. Oh, get that out there. And spawn neck, there we go. So no matter where these guys spawn, I've got it on peaceful. No matter where they spawn, they will get down to the bottom all the ways. They might get damaged, that's why I'm using stone instead of wood, because if it was wood then they'd be permanently, like say if one died, it'd stay on. If it was wood, of course, it's not, it's stone. So they're down here. If I just turn to peaceful really quickly, then basically you just want to knock out this, and then you get your turtles, not turtles, and you can actually craft these with what you call it, sapphire and ruby in them, so you don't actually have to use the diamonds that it's showing you here, if you've got the miscellaneous peripherals, I think at least, which comes with the MindCrack mod pack that we are using. So put 2 there. I'm sorry about all of the blocks that are like, I'm breaking them but they're not actually disappearing. It's my bad computer, you see. So let's fill this in. Failing at this. Right, okay, so yeah, so this is basically what you'd have. And now I'm going to go and show you how this works in a real server environment on my server. I'm not going to show you in here because I've already got a clip of me showing you this. This might happen occasionally, where it gets pushed out and never gets back in, so I don't, that's the reason why you want to use a tier 5 as well, because if you add a redstone input to it, if I show you that really quickly actually, let's get a lever ready. Lever. And if we, I hate this clicking that isn't clicking. It's because I haven't got anything free. Yeah, it probably was. Right, so if we put a lever on there, get them going, stop them from spawning, put it on, so you can see they're spawning, and now they won't spawn even if they go, even if they die basically. Try and kill them as much as I can. I don't know if this is damaging that actually, but yeah, so there'd be room for them to spawn. Watch, as soon as I turn it back on, they will spawn. So yeah, you can add a redstone update, not redstone update, redstone, what do you call it? Oh, it's raining. I wondered why they were starting to hurt. A redstone power to it. If you use tier 4, you can just use light, I think. So no matter where in here, they will always get pushed down into here. So I'll show you the script and everything now. Okay, so just before I do go and show you the script, I just want to show you the diamond generator part of this, because this is probably the main attraction to it, apart from the XP-ness of it. XP-ness, wow. Yep, I said that. Okay, so everything that you see here is overkill. You don't need the electrical engines. I've put them there because I've got it here. If you've got it, you might as well do it. You don't need an ultimate hybrid solar panel to run this. I've just done it because it's easier for me to set this up without worrying about the energy. Obviously, you could do that depending on what stage you're at with energy. So you don't need an MFSU. This would probably run without, if you had like a macerator, this would probably run off a bat box, to be honest with you. And actually, I take that back. This industrial electrolyzer takes a bit, I think. So you'd probably need a minimum of an MFE, which isn't hard at all. You just have to use 4 rubies with redstone instead of diamonds. So I've got well, usually you just put loads of blaze rods in here, so you don't have to worry about it. Then they get macerated. Obviously, all this is overkill, like I said. They get macerated, they get put in here. This is going to be your bottleneck. This thing right here. Everything else is really, really fast. This industrial electrolyzer, I don't know of any way of speeding it up. Whereas when this redstone engine gets really, really fast, it's going to pump them out before this thing can turn them into the things that we're going to turn them into in a second that we're going to talk about. So I'd suggest just getting basically like a few of these going, and hopefully that would keep up with the demand. But then that gets taken out of here. We've got it into a sorting pipe, which takes, this basically makes sulfur, if we can see it in action. Yeah, it makes sulfur and coal dust, and then they come down here. The sulfur goes into the yellow. I mean green because we don't care about that. Is it green? It should be in green. Let me change that. And you can do whatever you want with that, really. But the coal dust goes into here, into a crafting table, and the flint, something worth noting is if you get a hopper and put it on here, as long as you've got 1 flint in there, it will get refilled. Whereas if I fill that up and show you, it's not going to fill an empty slot, even though it'll never be empty. It wouldn't fill an empty slot. So you can get flint really easily from macerating gravel. So you do that. You take them out of there. When it is the one coming through that I can. No, right. Never mind. So it comes through here anyway and gets compressed into a coal chunk, which then gets put into here, into a, I don't know what these, compressed coal ball, sorry. It gets put out there, put into a coal ball, compressed coal ball. Then obsidian do the same, hopper, fill up, and then it comes out of here into the final compressor, which then, if I just show you after all of these steps, coal, where is it? Coal chunk. Let me show you what happens when you compress one of these. You get a diamond. So, out of all these steps, at the end of it, you get a diamond. So I think that's pretty worth it. And the sulphur's pretty useful as well. You can save on tin with it if you look here. If you use, well, you can use it for torches there, but if you use it instead of redstone there for the rechargeable batteries, you get 2 instead of 1, and it uses lead and sulphur for that. And I don't really know what lead's useful for, so that's not such a bad trade in my opinion. So all of them steps for a diamond at the end of it. It's not too bad, I don't think. You could probably run this whole setup off probably like 2 or 3, probably 2 advanced solar panels, which isn't too bad. As soon as you've got the solar panels, they're pretty easy to get them up to advanced ones. Actually, let's see how quickly this drains. So there you can see it's not much at all. All of these things are going, pretty much, the electrical engines and everything, and it's not really draining very fast at all. One thing that I did just found out actually, that you can move these with this, even though you can just break it. Even though I'm a creative. But yeah, so you can move it with a portal gun, which is pretty handy to know. So I'm going to go and show you these scripts now. Okay, so let's look at the script that I use for the attack. So if we go to this computer, I did it on, oh wait there, I've got a typo there. I did it on the computer because it's just easier to, oh, okay, well, I haven't got anything to show you. It's just easier to set one down. I'll go get one actually, just so I can show you. And this is just the way that I find it easy. I did not mean to pick that up. Have I got a pick in here anywhere? I've been trying to get the soul stealer on the swords. I don't know if it's something that you can get in survival. Right, okay. So let's go back up top. Oh no, I need turtle. They are in there. I made quite a few. Right. Let's go up here. I'm not going to sleep actually, because it will show the IP. So if we do this, let's just do label set test. And so I wrote the program on, yep, if I do edit, attack, wrote the program on here, put it on this disk. Well no, I wrote it on the disk. And then it's basically while turtle.detect down, which basically means if there's a block below him and you can detect that, it will, if it's true, then it'll attack. And basically that while thing means if it isn't true, then just end the program. So that's also it'll do. So, and then to get it from the disk drive onto the guy, all you've got to do is cp disk and then slash, and the slash is the not that. You go, this is the disk, then the directory on the disk is the program, and that's it. And then you do whatever you want to call it. So I'm just going to call it exactly the same. So now it should be on the turtle. So if we take him away from there, see if we do edit attack, it's on here now. So And then if I do, I don't think he's actually going to be able to attack because he can't. Let's see what happens actually. Yeah, okay, so he thinks he can attack. I don't think he can. Yeah, if he had a sword, he'd be able to attack. But watch this. If I take this below him, it'll stop the program. And if you want to just terminate the program without doing that, you can do this. So let's start the program back up again. If you hold Control and T for like 2 seconds, it'll terminate the program. And the only reason I've done turtle detect underneath, because you could do like a for loop and do it for a lot of time. But really, that at the end of the day, that loop's gonna end at one point. Whereas this, as long as I can ensure that there's a block on anything, that loop's never ever gonna end. So that's the reason I've done it that way. If any, a way of just doing an infinite loop until you do Control T, I'd be interested to know about that. But I don't know anything about that at the moment, so that's why I now do that. Alright guys, so I just killed myself there, and now we're gonna go test the 5-minute timer. As you can see, I've got a few waypoints. But yeah, so let's go and let's put this guy here. No, let's put him here. And all this guy is a little counter, just so I can get a visualization. So it does 4i equals 1 to 300, which is 5 minutes. Then as it does a sleep, then it prints it, so it does 1 second, then prints it, then sleeps 1 second, then prints it. So it's basically a 1 second timer. There's probably better ways of doing that, but that is what I've got so far. So we'll go up. Do you know what? We'll activate him. Activate him now, so it's fair when I've turned it on. So it'll be a little bit under 5 minutes, but that really isn't going to matter because you're just going to see how fast this is. So let's turn that on and get down here. So they should start coming down any second, and then you'll see. So let's click on him and then keep your eye on the hotbar. Alright, so it's already on 23 seconds before we've got any XP. Okay, so thank you for watching. I hope this helped, and if it did, then please leave a rating down below or a comment. Tell me that it did, or if you need any further advice on it, please tell me, and I'll try and get back to you on that. Thanks guys, see you next time.